in the spirit of the special holiday we have today. Today, December 19th, it is National Emo Day. I don't know what that means. I don't know who established that or why it's a thing, but it's a thing. National Emo Day is December 19th. Because we were, just to get in the spirit, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to listen to the certified emo classic, The Black Parade, front to back again for the upteenth time, because it had been a little while since I heard it, and I kind of wanted to just go, does this album hold up? Spoiler alert, it does hold up, I would argue. It's a solid, just great album. It's awesome to listen to front to back, especially with in mind I do really like the story that's being told, and I like that it's an album that it not only tackles the concept of death, but it tackles the concept of the acceptance of death and the acceptance that your life is ending, essentially, and dealing with the fact that, well, my life's over, it's done, because every song is themed around something different revolving that. The Black Parade does, while it's a straight up just it's a emo album for sure, it does a good job of keeping everything fresh, keeping everything interesting throughout. Like, it doesn't do the same thing 2 times in a row. Every song is so different from the last, but still similar enough that it feels like it's all written by the same band of the same people. It doesn't feel like it's written by completely different people. It's all the same sound, same feel, but it's just different enough. Every song is just different enough from the last, whether it be the weird like polka style guitar playing for Mama, or the fact that it's got this like swung blues feel for Teenagers, to the like almost rock ballad that is Famous Last Words, to the rock epic that is Welcome to the Black Parade, the classic, the absolute certified emo classic, Welcome to the Black Parade. Everyone knows it. I know you know it. I know it. You know I know it. There's a reason it's a certified emo classic. But every song is just different enough that you listen to it front and back, and it's an hour-long album, but that hour flies by. I've always liked the Black Parade. 100%. I'm not going to deny that. I'll be honest that I didn't really know it had a story to it. I always liked the album. I liked how it was paced. I felt like I could listen to it front to back and I just didn't get bored. There was a lot of good songs on there too. But I did not know the album was telling a story of someone who had cancer and passed away. It was them dealing with both the fact that they're dead, but also being in the afterlife and it kind of accepting it. So when I listened to it, I decided to listen to the album again today. Honestly, it really did kind of shine a new light on the album, keeping in mind the themes of the fact that, but the fact it was so interesting to listen to it with keeping in mind the perspective of someone who's dead. The fact that the second song is literally just about saying like, hey, have you heard the news that you're dead? It's literally just announcing, hey, you're dead, buddy. You died like 10 minutes ago. So, yeah, that sucks. Anyway, I know a little bit of the backstory between some of the other songs. Like Famous Last Words was like a song Gerard Way wrote because I believe his brother, Mikey Way, dealing with some like depression issues or something, some kind of mental issues of some sort. And that's kind of what that song, Famous Last Words, that's kind of what it's about. It has to do a little bit with that, but it also is genuinely, it's about the last words of our protagonist, the patient, in this album. And it's kind of final farewells, I guess. With stuff like that, or the fact that like teenagers, like the line "teenagers scared the living shit out of me" is because Gerard Way was in a subway and there was a bunch of teenagers just causing a massive ruckus, and he was genuinely like, damn dude, teenagers are scary. I sort of don't blame him. I mean, yeah, some teenagers are crazy, dude. The Black Parade was really, for me, was put in such a new light. I first started learning guitar. I had only known how to play guitar for 2 years, maybe 3 years at this point. As of right now, I've been playing guitar for about 13 years or so. When I was about 2 years in, I want to say, I'd actually learned a lot of songs off the Black Parade. That's including like Dead, Mama, Famous Last Words, Welcome to the Black Parade. I learned how to play a lot of those songs on guitar. I was thinking about like, man, the Black Parade is such a popular album. It's so just well renowned. So many people like it. And it's kind of stood the test of times and everything. And I was thinking about what about it, why does this resonate so much with people? I know, I mean, obviously there's some people who have dealt with maybe someone in their family or someone they were close to also had cancer or passed away, and this was probably a good album that helped them cope with the loss of that loved one. But I was thinking about too how while every song helps with crafting the overall story of the album, every song also feels like a personal letter of some sort, like a personal diary or a personal journal written by Gerard Way or written by the rest of the band that I think everyone just relates to in some way, shape, or form. Like, yeah, maybe most people listen to this were teenagers, but that doesn't mean, I'm sure they still are teenagers. Thought, yeah, you know what, teenagers do scare me. I know I'm a teenager, but that doesn't mean teenagers don't scare me. Or maybe they looked at it in the opposite ends where they were like, yeah, adult figures are scared of me, the teenager. Or maybe people related to famous last words. They related to mama. There's so many songs in there that are so personal, but they also help craft a story. So even if you're like, don't feel a personal connection to the song, you're getting a rock opera. There are a lot of bands that don't do that. When they put out an album, they just write 10, 12 songs and then record all of them, put them on the album, get it mixed and mastered, put it out in the world and call it a day. And then you listen to it and you're like, this is a great collection of songs you wrote here, but I might as well just put your album on shuffle. But the Black Parade does something that there are a lot of albums that have done it before, and there are a lot of albums that have done it after. It's still personal. You can still get personally attached to every song because there's second meanings to everything and second meanings to where a lot of the lyrics came from. But there's an overall primary meaning that involves trying to tell this story. I'm such a huge fan of concept albums and story albums like that. I mean this when I say it. The Black Parade to this day has still stood the test of time, and I think it will continue standing the test of time. I think there will be a lot of people telling their grandkids and then their grandkids' kids about the Black Parade and showing it. It's one of the albums that, if it hasn't already, it's going to be put right up there next to old classic albums, Van Halen 1, some of the early Led Zeppelin albums, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, any Queen record you can think of. It's gonna be up there with those, with albums like that. If you haven't heard it in a while, or if you've never heard it at all, I highly recommend it. And I truly mean this. Sit down and listen to the album. Don't put it on in the background. Don't put it on while you're working out or doing, give it a proper listen. Really sit down and just absorb the music, the lyrics, everything, the soundscapes, everything that the album's trying to give you. Absorb it and enjoy it for what it is and what it's trying to do. I promise you'll enjoy it. I promise you'll have a good time. The Black Parade still holds up. There's a reason it's so near and dear to so many people's hearts, and so many people enjoy it. The message it tries to send, the message it sends, and the message that's stuck with so many people. It'll be 2030 and people ask, what music came out in the early 2000s? The highlights from that time one of them will definitely be the Black Parade. I don't love you like I did yesterday. Yeah, how.